The fact that this is one of the most criminally underappreciated and undervalued shows of the season is insane. This has like a 6 point something rating on my anime list, and of course, my anime list ratings aren't actually really that important. But it is a decent grasp on how popular shows are, and the fact that one of the best shows of this season, and one of the most insane shows of this season, one of the most fresh shows on the trapped in a video game world landscape of anime is undervalued that much is insane. And there's no excuse. It's not, oh, it's a busy season. Every anime season's busy. There's literally no excuse. Well put together, plot twists for days, and by episode 8, they're still pulling the rug from under my feet and having me say, did they actually just do that? They ended the previous episode by pretty much eliminating the whole threat at face value of what we had. All the players that were trying to run amok and use debugger stones and cause bugs, it didn't matter, they were having fun. They got froze, and they no longer were a threat. We removed all their stones. But then the boss of them came back, and most people were thinking he was going to stab us in the back over time. Comes in, helps Amano revive his girl, and doesn't stab us in the back at any point. He had so many opportunities. If he just wanted to steal that stone, he could have, yet he lived up to his word. And how do they resolve that? They cut him in half. And based on the reaction and the name drop, it seems like this very well could be someone from the game company. I also just want to add, I don't know the names of all the different QAs that have popped up in this world, so it is very possible that it's not even an admin or anything. It could just be another QA tester. Why did she decide it was okay to kill that guy and maybe not them? Maybe she's been observing, I don't know. But either way, the concept of now death, we still are so uncertain of what it means, but ultimately all we know is they're still trapped, whether or not that was a QA tester or if it was actually an admin who went into the game. I have full live reactions over on Patreon. If you want to see any of my full and good thought to these quality assurance episodes, you know it's going to be over there exclusively. So I'm shook. Because I said it last week, I was kind of hoping initially this guy was going to tag along with us, and maybe we'd get a situation like a Negan from Walking Dead. He used to be the enemy, now he's with us, maybe still going to be a little sassy, but you know, we'd build something. And the idea that he did whisper something in our boy's ear, and then we see what that is. I will help you, I know console commands, and we can revive NPCs. And almost immediately I believed him, but I thought he was going to stab us in the back. The reason I believed him was we knew that this group, they killed NPCs a lot. It wouldn't be surprising if they used console commands to continuously revive them and keep killing them. Like, they did some messed up stuff to those NPCs. And the thing about it is we know we can take debugger stones without having, like, there's not this ownership property from what we understand, right? Because if it was something like he needed him to actually willingly give him the stone, then sure, I could understand why he helped him to revive and do all this. But we know because we've literally stole stones from other players and had, you know, Tesla, Nikola, end up eating it in order to remove the stone. So we don't need ownership. He legitimately helped our boy, and of course it's heartbreaking. At first I thought it wasn't going to work, and if it did work, I was worried about some zombie BS happening. We know how bugs work in this game. But as soon as it did work, I knew it was going to be a previous load state. And obviously to try to rebuild a relationship, it ain't going to work. It could, but you know, that's a pain for a very long time out if you ever wanted to. So the idea that he actually lived up to it and then he's like, hey, I'm gonna hold on to the stone. He could have stole that stone at any point. I am so fascinated by where his story was gonna go. I think he literally just wanted to leave. I think he wanted the stone to help him figure out a way out. And in order to get that stone, he had to do something for him. And he did that. And he's talking about how he has a wife and kids at home, and I'm thinking to myself, what are you doing in this world if you have a wife? It's like, okay, whatever. And then they cut him in two. We're back to the point of not knowing what happens when you kill a player inside the game. Do they respawn or not? Because the last time this dude died, he had an item of resurrection. I don't think he has that anymore. Currently, there is no antagonists at face value. The antagonists are the bugs, of course. You know, there's bugs in the world to be fought and destroyed and, you know, quality assurance out of the world. But at the same time, we know there are other QA testers. It could be we go the route of the game itself is the enemy, like different bosses and stuff. They could throw a plot twist that our little friend over here and her secret personality is actually I don't know. All I know is this show continuously has me saying, what the are you serious? It is so well put together. The plot twists don't feel like they come from thin air. It feels like, look at the end of the episode. If this is the route of, like, you know, a game developer, like, putting themselves in the game to try to help you, I mean, he's been setting reports for a while. It would make sense that not only would you kill that person because they had been causing such a ruckus, well, why wouldn't you also attack Haga? Well, Haga hasn't done anything wrong. He's actually been doing the work. So that would actually make sense. But here's the question. If killing would just log them out, why not just kill them right here if that is what we're implying? If that's the case, most likely death is death until maybe the game's cleared or shut off. And if that's the case, did we just send this man into an abyss that could feel like an eternity? That could quite literally be the definition of hell. What the hell is going on? I understand we all have our opinions, but the thing about the anime community is that there's trends. And there's very much styles of anime that are usually universally praised. And this is a show that normally would be. And the fact that it's not, I am 100% convinced if Log Horizon came out today, it would be pretty much treated the same. The anime community evolves, of course, but this show is literally one of the best of the season. I would even argue it's a top 5 of the season if I'm going to be 100%. I'm glad it's 13 episodes. Not like an 11 or 12 episodes, so we get a little bit more than we're probably expecting. But I need to see where this world goes. It not only handles the concept of bugs and quality assurance testing better than I think I've ever seen in anime, it most importantly does so many cool things that also just feel like an anime fantasy world. Like, I honestly feel like if you threw the idea of reviving an NPC with someone who doesn't really play a lot of video games or really thought very little about it, which is most of these anime light novel authors, she would have just been revived with all of her memories. But the fact that someone understands what a console command is and the idea of loading a previous state, it makes total sense and was what should happen if you're reloading something. We don't know if that caused a bug or not. Hopefully not. But at the same time, that's what's kind of brilliant about this show. People can say what they want about this. All I'm saying is this is definitely lining itself up to be an amazing, if not masterpiece level story, depending on how the future of this goes. We better get at least a season 2 because I can't stop at just episode 13. Let me know what you're thinking, though, down below. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, of course ring that bell, and like I mentioned, we got those full live reactions over on Patreon, and hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. So today, we got Reedy Reed, Chloe NG, Marco Son, Hiran12, Michael Meadows, Watson, Bryant, Sleep Fishy, Gabrielle Ray, Wayne Delkus, and we also have Juicium. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and you all have a good one.